Hey y'all, I have an impromptu video. I'm going to make some keto pizza. I'll be following the Diet Doctor recipe. I want to show you what I made yesterday. I did not make a video, but that's because the recipe is from Simply Melissa. You'll hear Nisha Berry talk about her. This is her keto chili recipe. I made it with, what did I use? I used, oh good grief, stew meat and some pulled pork instead of ground beef and ground pork. And this is how it looks. I just wanted to show you. It looks and tastes as if it was on the oven or on the stove for an hour. I even added the fish sauce that her recipe calls for. It was amazing. So, yeah. Go to Simply Melissa and here on YouTube, and you can watch her cook it. When I made it, I added some cheese and sour cream. Oh, and I added, hang on, I want to put this away. I added some of these tomato basil wisps just to give it a little bit of a crunch texture. And I also added some miracle rice, just to kind of give it, you know, when you eat chili, it has the beans in it. So it just kind of gave it a fun texture. So right now, like I said, I'm following the Diet Doctor's keto pizza recipe, which calls for for two. I'm doing 2 servings. Calls for a 1.5 cups of cheese. Now it calls for mozzarella. You know me. If it calls for something and I don't have it, well, then I'm just going to add whatever I can. So that was queso cheese. It's the queso quesadilla, great value cheese. So, and then it says 4 eggs. Ha! I happen to just have 4 eggs right here. I made my casserole yesterday, and then I had a couple eggs for supper. I didn't show you all, or a cup of breakfast. I didn't show you all. I didn't make my casserole on camera yesterday. You've seen me make that enough. And I have a video. If I knew how to link, I would do a link right here down in the description. But I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. One of these days I need to watch a video about how you edit your videos and how you do all that fancy stuff. Because sometimes you want to just fast forward. You know, sometimes, you know, let's face it, I talk a lot and I go slow. But anyway, yeah. So I am enjoying keto. I made a discovery that I have been putting my breakfast, my coffee has just been too many calories, too much fat. I had bought some MCT oil, and it was just dumb because I bought it, you know, because I was having bathroom issues, and which is not a dumb thing, but it's 100. I was doing a tablespoon and a half. That's 180 calories. I just decided to plug that in today. And I'm like, so my coffee with that and then the coconut cream is, that's dadgum 230 calories and so much extra fat. So I'm like, all right. So I've added to my Walmart. I always keep a Walmart shopping list going. And I've added almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. So I think after I pick up some of that, I think I'm going to add that instead. So I had jumbo eggs, and so mine is more watery than whenever I've made it before. And whatever, not going to stress about it. Got to put some parchment paper on. Like I said, I made this a lot of times in the past, and so this part's 100% carnivore. And I probably should have used 3 eggs, but it's one of those things. I do stuff in the moment, and when it is thicker, you can make 2 nice circles, which is what I've done in the past. But like I said, I had the jumbo eggs, so did not work out exactly right this time to where I could make the 2. So I'll make a square pizza, and then I'll just cut it in half. Not square, rectangle. That word. And when I've made this in the past, I even had coworkers taste it, and it truly does not taste eggy or cheesy. So it really, because like I said, I made a couple coworkers try it, and they thought it tasted good. So my oven just dinged, and it's at 400 is what the recipe calls for. Again, this is the keto pizza from dietdoctor.com. And thinking about it, this is pretty much the same thing that people use whenever they're doing those chaffles, now that I think about it. I'm going to put a little salt on it. So now I'm going to pop it in the oven for 15 minutes, and we'll be back. While we're waiting for the timer to ding, I have, this is 1 serving of the Rouse homemade tomato basil sauce. And so this is a half cup. Because I don't usually like, even when I had pizza before I went keto, carnivore, I've never liked a lot of sauce on my pizza. So this is 1 serving, and I'll put that and then divide it by 2. Then I have 2 servings of pepperonis, and which is 15 a piece. 15 here. Let me scoop this up here. Which is 15 little individual slices. The cheese I have is 28 grams of this cheese. And I've got 2 mushrooms, and I'll slice those up. And so then you saw the crust. So all of that together, just so you know, is 720 calories, 7.6 carbs, 56 grams of fat, and 46.2 of protein. Now, if you wanted, you could add something like the real bacon pieces. You could add some Parmesan. I just got these out because I was thinking I was going to use them. Then I forgot to put them in with my total, which doesn't make a difference. I could add this, to at the end. But so when I put the pizza in, evidently I kind of angled my cookie sheet. So when I was looking at it a while ago, it was like really thick up here on this side, and it kind of slumped down. So I actually went and kind of smushed and worked it all over. What I think I'm going to do... Oh, and then you turn your oven up to 450. So I think what I'm going to do... Get a new piece of parchment paper. You see how pliable this is. It's definitely, you could use this in so many ways. Does look like it shrunk up a little, which is fine. So just to kind of get an idea, it's not super crispy, which that's okay. Neither is pizza dough, you know. Unless it's the really, really thin stuff. And you could make this really thin if you wanted to. So now, just to make it pretty side up, I'm not going to cut it because I'm going to, you know, cover the whole thing. This sun is making a funky... Well, that didn't do any better. Is it this one? Let me see. Just a second. Sorry, y'all. Oh, yeah, that's a little better. There's still a little bit coming through, but that's all right. We will make it work. There we go. So, now I'm going to add the ingredients that I was talking about. So I'll put my sauce on there first. This is when, if I knew how to edit, I would just fast forward, make it go really fast so you're not watching me spread the whole thing. But you gotta cover the whole thing, you know. So there's sauce in every bite. You can also buy marinara. There's all different kinds of pasta sauces. You can make your own. All different ways to do this. Okay. And I'm going to put my pepperonis on. Here, I won't make you painfully watch that. So I have my pepperonis. I kind of separated it a little bit. And I'm going to slice the mushrooms. You can add all kinds of things. I will probably have this eat this with a spinach salad. So I didn't want to add a whole lot of vegetables. I didn't want to up the carbs any more than it needed to be. So I'll probably, when I'll take this to work, I'll pack a spinach salad and some kind of Italian or Greek dressing. So if you're somebody who sharpens your own knives, comment down below, like, what you use to sharpen your knives, because, you know, I don't have like some kind of, you know, fancy sharpener. I don't have a shop in my basement where, you know, to have like some kind of I don't know, sharpening stone or anything. So comment down below how you keep your knives sharp, because my knives get so dull, and the only thing I have is this little thing, and I don't know that that's the ideal way to sharpen knives. So let me know in the comments what you use. So now I'm going to take about half of this cheese, because there's tons of cheese, you know, cup and a half in the crust. So obviously we don't need a whole lot more cheese on it. It's just more for looks to make us feel like, oh boy, there's lots of good melty cheese on top. So it's more for appearance versus nutrition. So, I'm going to pop that back in the oven. The oven beeped that it's at 450. So that's how that looks. And it just needs to go for, it says 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to set this for 7 minutes. Probably depends on the mushrooms. And again, it's 720 calories, 7.6 carbs, 56 fat, and 46.2 protein. So depending on what you add to yours and how much you add, that's how yours will be. So then let's see, if I bring some spinach and so okay, so this is 3 cups. So 3 cups of spinach would be an addition of 20 calories, 3 total carbs or 1 net carb, depends on what you're counting, and 2 protein and 0 fat. So, and then this is Primal Kitchen Italian vinaigrette avocado oil dressing. 2 tablespoons is 110 calories, 12 grams of fat, and less than 1 carb. So that you're looking at an additional less than 1 carb. So we'll just say 2 carbs for this. So 7, 8, 9. So we'll just round up because I like to round. We'll say 10 carbs total for the pizza and this. So then for supper, have more of a meat heavy supper or having a salad to go with it. Just don't have high carby veggies for your supper. And yeah, so I'll show you the pizza when it's done. Okay, it has not even been 5 minutes, but the cheese is melty, the mushrooms look good. Let me put it out on a plate. Yeah, that'll be a good one. You know what? Look at these plates. I think I'm gonna swap out my plates. If I have them. Let me see. I have some. That's a small plate. But look, isn't that fun? I've had these for a lot of years. Same amount of time I've had these probably. So if that one's too small, I have to figure out where the others are, but because that's not a full plate. Hang on. Cut it right down the center. Cut it between pepperonis. It's rectangle, just like the pizzas were in our school cafeteria growing up. You know, if you're my age, we always had the rectangle pizza. Now this is going to burn me, so I am going to push pause for a minute and let it cool down, and then I'll show you. Actually, I'm going to go on and do this right now. You can see how I will make this into a meal prep. There we go. And I'll take this one to work. And you see how quick and easy this is. And it'll be filling and delicious. Now maybe it's cooled down enough. Put my cookie sheet away. Okay. Okay, so there it is up close. And pepperoni down, pepperoni down. How about I do it the proper way? The polite way. Here, let me use this one. Ready? Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. I'm going to take another bite. You could do probably a lot of things with that, with the pizza crust recipe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know it's dense, so it's going to be filling because of the cheese and eggs and stuff. You can put whatever you want on there. Ground beef, bacon, veggies. Leave off the marinara and just have meat on top of it. Total carnivore. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because I was craving it and I knew I've had it in the past. And there you go. So, keto pizza.